You should either feel happy, sad, upset, angered, frustrated. If you're not feeling anything watching this, we did a bad job.
Okay.
Facts. We did a bad job. Whew.
Are you nervous?
I'm nervous for whoever the guest is this week.
Damn.
We have a special guest this week.
We do. Who or whom
Boom!
could it be?
Here's the Hennessy conversation.
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have to find out. But before you do that, we needed to do a few things, like subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to tap the notification bell, smash that like button, and make sure to follow us across all of our social media. The details are where?
In the description below.
We say it every single week. Now, usually every single month, we bring you the biggest names in entertainment, in news, in sports for our Hennessy conversation. Mm-hmm. And we learn a lot about a lot of people, and I get to ask them the questions.
I know.
But here we are in Cognac, France.
With a single chair.
Where is the other chair?
Where?
I guess it's nowhere to be found.
So who do you think the guest is?
Well, I guess he's sitting right here.
Oh, you're the guest.
Girl,
So we're going to get to know you.
might as well.
All right.
We're turning the tables on me, BG. You guys ready? Let's get into it.
You know, a lot of people see you on the big screen, meaning their laptop, it could be their phone, could be their computer monitor, whatever it is. But do they really know you? So I have a few questions I want to ask. Let the people get to know you.
Don't go too deep now.
But let's just start at the beginning. How do you describe yourself?
No one's ever asked me that question.
All right, well, I'll be first.
Well, I think I describe myself as undescribable. I'm just not somebody who I ever think like fit into a box. Like for a lot of times in life, whether it was school or when I started broadcasting, working in TV, naturally people wanted to put me into a box. So you're a reporter, news reporter, or you're a weather anchor, or you're just a host. And it was like, I'm somebody who loves news. I love entertainment. I love sports. I love a little bit of gossip. I love to sip the tea. There's a whole bunch of different things. And so when there was a lot of times where people try to describe me as such, I'd be like, well, I'm such and. Like you can't just say one definable thing. So I'm somebody you have to experience to really get to know. I can't tell you who I am. You have to experience who I am.
All right, moving on, since you are Mr. Undescribable. And we know that you have started this amazing company, GMI. But my question is, after going independent, did you always have the dream of going independent? Or was it from inspiration from working in the news where you're like, maybe I could do this myself? Like, where did that come from?
So initially my dream was just to make it onto a national show on TV.
Okay.
Because when I had the dream, like TV was the biggest thing you could do as a broadcaster, as a journalist. As you start to get older, you also start to realize like you can recreate dreams. Like you don't ever just have one dream. As I was attaining all of this credibility, career achievements, I also realized there were a lot of things that I wasn't doing that was fulfilling me. There was a bit of vanity in what I was doing.
Okay.
And so I ultimately realized the reason why I loved what I did was because I loved telling stories. And I just felt like the opportunities to tell the most authentic stories, I didn't get a chance to have.
Right.
Or that prism of TV didn't allow for that to happen. And there were so many people who were looking for their stories to be told, but had no way to do that, or there was no one who was doing that for them.
Right.
So ultimately I said, how do you do that?
So you talk about not having the opportunity to tell the stories that meant something to you or kind of like touched your heart. So how does it feel to now be in the position to be able to tell the stories how you want to, but also like telling the stories that matter most to you? How does that feel?
Who can tell me no? That's the thing. Okay, here's the thing about media that a lot of people don't know. The people who you see on your screen, they don't necessarily make the decision of what they're telling you. There are so many other factors at play. There are producers, there's assignment editors, there's executive producers. There are so many layers that go to that. And so you might be so passionate about something that's happening in the like there's might be this young person who's like doing amazing things, like, you know, they have the potential to be the biggest thing, and you want to tell that story, but your editor's like, no, we don't think the audience is going to like that story.
Right.
Based off of their own personal experience or prism of how they're looking at the world. And so that story gets left on the chopping block, as we used to say in the newsroom. Here, who can say no? And that's what I love about what we've built and what we're building, is that if you have a good idea, go and tell the story.
I don't know if the people really know what we're building. So can you tell us about the Brandon Gonez Show?
Sure. The Brandon Gonez Show is a platform for real, authentic conversation. Like, it really is the place you come to not just learn about things, but you're gonna experience things, right? We want it to feel like an experience. You should either feel happy, sad, upset, angered, frustrated. If you're not feeling anything watching this, we did a bad job.
Okay.
Facts, we did a bad job.
So after a year of having your own show, or over a year now, what has that meant to you in terms of being able to tell stories and journalism for you?
I think the best part of what we're doing is that we're disrupting an industry that needed to be disrupted. And that's the thing about me. Like, I'm a little bit of a disruptor. You know, I'm gonna shake the room. When you walk into the room, you gotta shake the room. You gotta feel the room shake.
And why is it important to do that? Like, when you're doing storytelling and when you're talking about things that people don't want to talk about, racism, things that happen around the world that people don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations of, why is it important to do that, to shake the room?
Because the best things come out of the most unstable conditions, right? Like, you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. This boy, born in Rexdale, from immigrant parents from Jamaica, stepped into an industry that was very, very, you know, nepotistic, okay? Guarded, protected, and said, I'm gonna shake the room.
It's your show, you can cuss.
First, you gotta beat that out. I'm gonna shake the room.
We're gonna phone a friend, because I feel like one of my friends in the background has a follow-up question for you. We're calling Burns.
Now that you've disrupted the room, have you felt any pushback from the media, like Canadian media?
Listen, there are gonna be people who admire when people disrupt the room and create a new path, a sustainable path. That's what I want to add. It's not just about disrupting, but it's about how can you create something that's sustainable that other people can emulate. You get what I'm saying? And so there are people who are going to applaud that and figure out, oh, that's so interesting. If they can do it, maybe we can do it too. And then there are going to be people who feel threatened, and they will try to potentially either stop that or do whatever they can to uphold what they have.
Right.
That's going to happen no matter what. Do I focus on those people? 100% no.
Thank you, Burns, for your wonderful question. But I feel like you need a drink. Do you want a little bit of Hennessy to keep you going?
I was wondering where was it?
Oh, we had to delay it. We didn't want to get you too worked up too fast.
I guess because I'm the only one drinking this right now, I'm going to cheers to everybody watching. So
Yes.
Put your drinks up, cheers, and remember to drink responsibly.
Perfect. Okay, so your deck of cards, totally understanding that sometimes you don't have the best.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the challenges that you faced, either creating GMI and building this brand and doing something that other people weren't doing. Let's talk about the challenges that you faced and kind of like how you overcame them.
I think one of the biggest challenges was that there was no blueprint. And when you don't have a blueprint, you're forced now to create a blueprint. But again, without a blueprint, how do you get people to support something if they haven't seen it
Before.
exactly, or be successful? The beauty of what we've done now is that other people can now point to this and say, I want to do this.
Right.
And it's going to make it so much easier for the next crop of young journalists who also want to start their own thing or represent their communities or whatever they want to represent to say, BG and team did this, I want to do exactly that too.
Knowing all of that and knowing all the challenges and how you're creating the blueprint, what helps you get there?
Frustration. But I was frustrated with the type of storytelling that was happening. And I was frustrated with Canadian media. And I've been very vocal about it behind closed doors. And I was just like, we have to do better. We have to try something different.
Frustration can also pose as something that makes you want to stop. And clearly, you didn't stop. And I just want to know what has kept you going, or what has made you not want to stop?
To be honest with this question about, because there's a lot of people who never stop, never settle. Like, there's a lot of people you can point to in this world who've done exactly that. For me, even on hard days or on days that were difficult in past life, is because there's this one story, and I said it in my TED Talk. This is how I started off my TED Talk. It was when I was in my high school business class, and we were doing a project. Well, we were assigned a project to create like a business plan. And my project that I came up with was to create like a media company. When it was time to present my project to the class, I remember my teacher laughing at my specific project because to her it was so outrageous. And just because I was dreaming of a multi-million dollar media empire in grade 10 or 11, I can't remember which grade it was, and I wasn't doing an at-home knitting business, I'm outrageous.
People tell you to dream big and then they want to crush your dreams.
But then also, what was behind her laughing? I always wondered that. Is it because her expectation of me was to dream small? Or, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Why?
But
Yeah.
to me, I always wondered that why. And because I always wondered that why, I'm always I never want other people to ever think that why. How you direct energy is so important. And I hope everybody listening understands this. People can say something to you and it can be meant as a tear down or whatever, but you don't have to take that as a tear down. You can actually take that as motivation.
Being in the position that you're in and having the career that you've had, how do you measure success?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Thank you.
Let me take another sip on that one.
You need a second? Okay.
Everybody's different. Some people it could be how much money you make. Some people it could be how big your team is.
But we're not talking about the others.
For me, I measure success by if my mom gets happy about what I'm doing.
Oh, this is hard now. You can't cry because then I cry every time.
No, you can take one. Do you need a tissue?
Who have been your favorite interview?
Well, I mean, okay, having the Prime Minister come on.
Twice.
He did his first sit-down interview. He did his first sit-down interview with us during COVID.
Yeah.
This is the biggest event in a century.
Yeah.
Right? And he didn't sit down and talk with any other outlet. And so we were just literally rolling and crawling, and to have the Prime Minister say this is an outlet that I'm going to entrust with this conversation. And it wasn't a 5 or 10 minute conversation. This was a 45-minute conversation. And some of the stuff we talked about made international headlines. Yeah. So yeah, that was meaningful. But I've also loved having people like Shansia come on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it because you're Jamaican?
Potentially. But I love my reggae dancehall music, right? So having her come on the show and creating some great moments with her has been amazing. I love Jonathan Ozario. Team Canada's going to the World Cup. Having him come for a Hennessy conversation, that was big. OVO 40, for example, Drake's best producer, who's literally produced the biggest tracks that we've all listened to, said, I'm launching this initiative. I want to go to the BG show. And that's not just, clap for us. That's a clap for the audience for supporting us, too.
Yeah. So let's talk about community and what community means to you when it comes to supporting the show, but also just in general.
Community is everything. One of the reasons why I did so well in past life is because the community supported. I am who I am because I am who I am, and I can't change who I am. So at my quirks and irks and all those things, they love it or you hate it, but the community just embraced it.
You've been able to navigate stories and tell stories in a different way.
Yeah.
Because you've changed how journalism looks. So what does the future of journalism look like to you?
I think it looks like what we're doing right now, but you just have so many more people doing it, right? And I think it's actually journalism-led, not big name, like, channel led. I think it's about finding journalists that you trust, who have teams and have built teams that you trust, and getting your news and information from there, but also looking at what other people are doing. I don't think it's gonna be mass, as it has been. I think we're living in a very fragmented world where, people wanna trust the people that they're getting their information from. So if you see more and more big time shows start doing YouTube shows,
just remember where they got it from. What are you looking forward to right now? In life, in the show, in your company, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to continue growing what we're doing. I love that we're having this conversation during the Hennessy conversation, because Hennessy, and some viewers might know this, but other viewers might not know this, but they were the first. So when we talk about vision and explaining that vision and understanding and believing in the vision, but also supporting the vision, Hennessy was the first to say, let's bring that vision to life. This is, again, another full circle moment that we're having right now.
In Cognac.
In Cognac, exactly. Again, which is the home of Hennessy, right? And so this means a lot. This means a lot. And Hennessy has been around for more than 250 years, and they are worldwide. And so when you ask what do I look forward to, I look forward to replicating exactly what Hennessy as a brand has done, which has become a worldwide trusted, reputable, cognac brand that has created memories for people.
So you always ask everybody this when they come on the show. So what advice do you have for people who want to be like you, or just anyone?
I said it before, but I'll say it again. I mean, everybody has 24 hours in a day. Everybody. But how are you using those 24 hours? For me, like, if there's any advice I would say is, don't be timid, don't be second, don't be like, if you want to be number one, go be number one.
I do want to say thanks for letting me ask you these questions. I know some of them were hard, cried a little bit. We laughed a lot. But I do have some questions that you don't know are coming.
What are you talking about?
And it's a little bit of like rapid fire.
Ooh.
So I need you to think quick on your feet.
Not the surprise.
Yes. And I think I know exactly how you're going to answer all of these.
Do you?
I actually am very confident that I'll get them all right.
Okay.
Favorite place to visit?
Jamaica.
Dress down or dress up?
Dress up, baby.
Reggae or Afrobeats?
Oof.
Right now.
Afrobeats.
Best job you've ever had?
This one.
Asking questions or answering them?
Asking.
Okay.
Asking.
Okay, and permission or forgiveness?
Forgiveness.
Yeah. Touch or taste?
That's a hard one.
No, it isn't.
Something came to your mind already.
Yeah.
Say it.
Touch.
City or nature?
City.
VS or VSOP?
VSOP.
Funny story or one-liner?
I do like a funny story.
Loose guidelines or clear direction?
Loose guidelines.
Yep. Sight or sound?
Ooh, I like both.
One or the other.
Sight or sound?
Yep.
I'm a visual person.
Passion or stability?
Passion.
What's your favorite way to enjoy Hennessy?
On the rocks, baby.
Love it. And oxtail or curry goat?
Oxtail.
I got one wrong.
Which
Which
one?
one? At the beginning?
I got touch or taste wrong.
Oh.
That was a toss.
You said I do taste?
Yeah,
That's a
because
toss-up.
I know how much you enjoy food
I do
and
love
drinking.
food. I do. I thoroughly enjoy food.
And we did the tasting yesterday. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is such a good experience. You are inspiring. You are an inspiration. A lot of people look up to you. But are there any quotes that you live by, or is there a quote that you live by that kind of helps rein it in for you or keep you focused?
What's meant for you is for you.
And on that note, folks, that's it.
Hey BG Squad, thanks so much for checking out our channel. And listen to this, we have more great content for you, like this video right here and this video right here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now and tap that notification bell.